I just want to ask, finally, you've promised to be less bulldozer and more empathetic. Wouldn't an extraordinary act of empathy, Prime Minister, to be to simply allow the Murray-Gappin family to go home to Biloela?
Well, there's two issues going on there. One is a ministerial intervention case which is being considered by the Minister for Immigration, and he does that independently. And so that is a matter for the Minister for Immigration. But on the second point, there are court matters that are still proceeding on this particular issue, and to date there has not been a finding that Australia has a protection obligation in that case.
But as you know, the Minister can with a stroke of a pen override that legislation and allow this family to go home. Why can't Alex Hawke, your Minister, do that?
Well, I just confirmed that that's a ministerial intervention case and he makes that independently. He doesn't do that on the basis of my recommendation or anyone else's, and he considers the matters before him. Well, again, I don't pressure my ministers on these one way or the other. That's why it's called ministerial intervention, and it's independent. But I make this point. Australia's borders have been secure because we've ensured that we do not send messages. I mean, right now, you've seen the reports. People smugglers offering $30,000 packages to get people to Australia. I mean, Labor cannot be trusted on our borders. They will abolish temporary protection visas. They think it will save them $400 million. But I remember when Kevin Rudd abolished it, it ended up costing Australians $17 billion because he lost control of the borders, and it all marked from that day. Labor have learnt nothing. And the most compassionate thing you can do to support people from coming around the world, we've got 7,500 people we've already granted visas to from the Ukraine, 16,500 additional visas to provide places for people coming out of Afghanistan. When you do the process the right way and you don't grant visas where people have illegally entered Australia, that's how you can provide the most compassionate response without letting people die at sea and crash our borders, which is what Labor did last